Eating good tonight, boys. Let that soul light nourish me. Tonight we're feeling solar powered. The indicators of health. These are three, I guess the first one is really want to talk about, but these three things are very overlooked, but they're actually like direct indicators of someone's health and your health overall. We live in a world of, smoke and mirrors, delusions and illusions, masks and deceptions. People always putting on makeup, right? Trying to make the body look all nice, but it's dying inside. We believe that big muscles and these fitness bodybuilders are healthy, yet they're far from it. The indicators of health. The first major indicator that I've realized, as I've become less dense, as I detoxified the cesspool, is flexibility, my friends. It's remarkable. When all the density leaves you. So I worked out for 4 years straight for football, like heavy. And my muscles were all so tight and swollen and big. And we think that looks good, right? All that swelling and pus inside the muscles and water weight. But after you do a few fasts, and all that shit goes away, right? And you're left with what is. You're left with a lot of tense muscles and shit in them. You're eating all the protein to get bigger, right? All that density, it's tight. The way of life, the way of the Tao, is soft and supple. The dry grass compared to the green grass. What's the difference? One is drying out, one's becoming brittle and rigid. The new bud, the baby leaf, is so supple, moist, and wet. What can this show us? It shows us that life is flexible. Life is movement. Life is moist and hydrated, right? It's new, it's fresh. Rigidity is death. Okay? Tension, tightness, density, and lack of motion in the muscles is a direct indicator, right, of just tightness and rigidity throughout the body on multiple levels. So as I got into more meditation, energy work, yoga and Tai Chi, right? Slacklining and balance exercises, all the tension left my body to the point where I no longer stretch, yet I'm perfectly flexible, far more than anybody else. 100% flexible. There's no tightness in my muscles. And I'm not saying that to show off or anything, but I'm just trying to show you that any tension or tightness in your muscles, we got everyone doing yoga, right? Let's do some yoga. Touch your toes, right? Push through the pain. Breathe through the pain. And yeah, I feel like stretching might be good for you if you're already dense and tense. But that leaves the body once you purify. The muscles no longer remain tight or stay tight. All that shit that tightens the muscles leaves you. You are purely loose and fluid and flowing. I woke up one day and I could do the lotus. How? Don't ask me. Flexibility is a direct indicator of health. Just the more rigid you are, the more dense you eat, the less you move, right? The less you're aligned, the more tight you become. That is the way to death. Furthermore, the second indicator of health is balance. Balance. Because that just shows I just really can't imagine a really dense person being able to stand on one leg with their eyes closed, or be able to hold a handstand, right? Like balance, and like balance is obviously goes throughout the whole body. We have 3 points of balance throughout the body, right? In the back, the lower back, the center of your back, and then the cross of your shoulders right there. You can also just feel the furthest bone sticking out. Go to the middle of your back, right? Feel there's a larger bone, right? You know what I mean? And then at the very bottom, there's also a bone sticking out. Those 3 accesses of balance, right? If one of those is off, your balance is weakened. If you can align the body and balance the poles, right? The left and the right, head to the toe, you not only gain balance physically, you gain balance energetically, which allows energy to flow. You see, if you're out of balance and you're tight, right? Energy cannot flow. Muscles cannot be nourished, right? When the energy's not flowing, the blood's not flowing, right? Guess what happens? Cells begin to die. They lose nourishment. The body isn't functioning properly because things are cut off, okay? Think about the child, the infant child. How supple is his skin? How fat and moist? Think about how he can move, right? Like a contortionist. So, balance and flexibility, absolutely huge. Those 2 combined, what happens? You get into the subtlety of it. You see, if you're dense and rigid and tense and tight, and you're not balanced, you cannot be aware nor move the subtle. But as you tap into this more, all of a sudden your movements become more graceful and fine. You cannot move like a ninja. Move like a ninja cat meditating. Like full of grace, full of poise, right? Slow, steady movement. Move like Bruce Lee, if not loose and balanced. Bruce Lee was dancing when he fought. Dancing. Not a single ounce of tightness in his body. If you want to be able to move your body like a whip, like Bruce Lee, a whip to the fine point of your finger, you literally have to be a whip. So those 2 combined, the flexibility and balance, equal subtlety, which is the beauty, okay? The essence, the beauty lies in the subtle, okay? Like my ability to control exactly like what muscles engage when you step, when you take a handstand, right? And not using any extra muscle, any extra movement. Subtlety is a hard thing to explain. Moving on. Recently I've gained the ability to like move my ears and my hair and like twitch muscles that I didn't know existed, like gaining full access to the body, which I never thought was even available. It's very cool. And just like the movements, the way I move, the way I drive and speak and think, all of it becomes more subtle and graceful, right? Subtle shifts. And when you can do this, you become a master. When you go to play Frisbee, it's all that subtle flick, right? Ping pong, it's the same thing, right? So if you have flexibility and you have balance, aka you got grace, okay? And this is, you cannot have grace if you're dense. So those 2, like if I see someone who's flexible and balanced, very strong indicators of health. Let's get into 2 other ones that I just thought of real quick. Smell. Someone smells bad, I don't trust them. It's that simple. Smell is like your number 1 sense. It connects to the most memory, right? You smell with your full face and head. Smell. Animals all rely on it. I don't need to get into this. Go watch that video. But the smell of someone. So everyone like is putting on makeup, right? And like trying to like exercise the external appearance, right? They're always very, just spending so much time in the mirror, in the shower, doing all this shit, right? And that's only because their internal state is in a state of decay and death, right? And it's seeping outwards, out through the pores, out through their smell, out like their teeth. Everyone has to be brushing their teeth and all this stuff, and that's just because of just the sugar and shit, literally. You know. Yeah, basically, any decay that occurs on the outside. Oops, forgot my orange. Is obviously just the inside pushing its way out, right? we keep the outside beautiful, let the inside die, and this is why we live the beauty is very short-lived, and we feel like shit. So the inside's just basically working its way out. That's it. Okay, let's finish this up real quick. The physical indicators of health. Now, I just need to interject this here. Although we're only talking about like physical and physicality, like sense of smell, flexibility, balance, movement, these are indicators of overall health as well, because this system is holistic. Okay, like we store emotional trauma, right? We store emotion, like stress and anxiety in the body, which leads to imbalances in the body and like disalignments. Mentally, if you can't think subtly and gracefully, you can't act and express that outwardly. This being said, people can fake it. You can fake it, right? You can hit pretty high states of grace, balance, flexibility, and subtlety in the physical body, right? And smell good and stuff like this. Just by mastering the physical. But the truest mastery, that's level 9, right? To hit level 10, that's a whole different story, because that is the alignment and purification of mind, body, and soul. And that's like, once you hit level 10, you hit level 20 and 100. You see what I mean here? But so this is physical indicators of physical health, if you want to be specific. Anyway, let's get into it. So, smell, just recapping on that real quick. People are dying inside, right? Because why? We identify with a mask. We identify with the external, the mask, the deception, the thing without value, right? And let the internal go. Because we hate ourselves, basically. And that gets expressed outward more and more and more, and this is why people are constantly having to brush their teeth. It's why their teeth are decaying. Okay, for all those who made it this far, let's tie it all back together and give you the major keys to understanding health and all the physical indicators. So, flexibility, balance, subtlety and grace, physical appearance and outward expression, smell, color, all those things. They are physical indicators, yes, but more so they are physical symptoms of health, symptoms of one thing, right? They are the reaction, the effect of allowing the universe to flow through you. What do I mean by this? This whole world is clenched up against the universe. They are separating themselves from their divine connection, from God, right? Becoming a black space filled with darkness, right? This is why the muscles are tense. This is why all the emotions are held onto, right? And the mind is just spinning out of control, right? It's because they're not allowing the universe to flow through them. When you allow the physical body to align with the universe, right? You allow it to expand. You allow it to align with its natural state, right? You meditate and start to move with the universal flow, right? Guess what happens? You gain flexibility. Muscles start expanding, density starts releasing, and if you fast, right? All of a sudden, whoa, I can move. The range of motion returned, right? All of a sudden, the balance starts shifting and your spine starts straightening because the body is regenerating as it's aligning further and further with the universe, okay? So allowing the universe to flow through you, releasing, relaxing, allowing, right? Expanding, becoming more supple and subtle, right? Becoming more like a child and less tense, right? So being aware of your state and how you're breathing, right? Being aware that when you're working and you're tensing up your jaw that whole time, that is detrimental, right? Because that is cutting you off. So being aware of what you're clenching up, being aware of what are you constantly holding on to emotionally, physically, mentally, right? And allowing those things to go. And when you can do this, all of a sudden, you become flexible, right? Flexibility is not gained by doing yoga, by stretching and having pizza night after. No. Yes, you can gain flexibility by focusing on the physical, but that's the slowest process, my friends. Focus on the highest system, the alignment with self, the alignment with the universe, and flexibility is a result, right? You know how much freaking yoga I would have had to do to... That's my foot. A stupid amount. You see, you're fighting against yourself. You're fighting against the universe. Just align the self, let everything go. Let everything go and breathe through it, and all of a sudden you become balanced. The spine straightens, right? You regenerate. The body becomes flexible and like aligned. You become graceful of mind and body because you're not holding on to anything and you're feeling the flow. You see, the physical health is the symptom. That was tying it all together for you guys and showing you that if you let the universe flow through you, you realign with the self, all physical aspects of health return to you. Quit compensating because you're not doing the one thing being aligning with the flow of the universe. This is Reality Files. I hope you enjoyed it. Go check out my new channel, Matrix Mastery, which is going to be business oriented and personal philosophy, kind of like life hacks, right? So we can help the whole community get free, right? Free their time, free their energy from this slave matrix, right? And return all power back to self. That's what Matrix Mastery is all about, showing you guys the tips and tricks as we hack the system. It's gonna be really cool. That's a whole different side of me that has been waiting to come out, and I think it's gonna be very helpful. So we can help get people past step one. Furthermore, if you want to be an author for Reality Files, we're gonna have a great community on there. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be popping, a social home for us awakened people, right? So you can share a video like this and not look weird on your YouTube, but hell, you got your own home. So go check out what we're doing over there. If you want to be an author, have your own blog, right, within this awesome community that we're growing up, shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to get you in the group on the program. Anyway, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Align the self with the universe. All things fall into place. Just let go, baby. Peace. Oh, and we formless as fuck. That's in the store. Go check that out.